like a day late that um originally I was gonna be on here, but y'all yesterday with work and everything, it was so exhausting, but also I just wasn't really feeling the 100% afterward and all that, and so it was kind of crazy. So that's why I didn't really get on here um yesterday because of all that. But I'm back in swing today to make that up. And I mean, right now I'm kind of 50-50, but it's just epileptic side effects just doing it to me once again. So it's never, um, you know, it's never a rodeo. I'll just say that. AK, it's not my first rodeo of it. So it's kind of just, you know, just doing the best you can to manage it to my ability. And a lot of times, the only stuff you can do about it, because the other thing is, side effects from me are dizzy spells and headaches, sometimes both, sometimes individually. And only thing I can do about it, y'all, is if it's a headache, I can take a Motrin, or if I'm dizzy, do what I'm doing right now and just sit in my bed or just lay down and let it slow down a little bit until I'm back to normal. I kind of wish there was a way to like right now, at least right now, I kind of wish that there's a way to stop it completely, but right now I already did one step that my doctors already have told me to do, which was blood work, and it's it seems like blood work's fine, I think, but can't remember because it's been a little bit. And so, um, yeah, but anyway, enough of that. If you guys are new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber or moderator, welcome back. Um, but yeah. Anyway, like I said, all I can just do about it is just lay down and just take it easy. And actually, um, I actually literally was, I was just supposed to say, even that's why I didn't even go live yesterday too, because actually at work yesterday, at some point, like in the last half, like at least, I think it was at least an hour before I got out of work was when I started having another one of my episodes in the middle of my work shift. And so this was the first time that I've had one of my Daisy episodes in the middle of work. And so I just sat down for a few minutes just to let it do its course. And then went back and did what I was doing for the last hour before um my shift ended because um and all that. And so, hey there, um how is your name? That's a cool name. Let's try to say it here. Oh, Ben, here we go, there we go. Now I see something to kind of help me out. I think I could tell that you're new here. So welcome. Um, y'all feel free to tap the like button and the subscribe button down below, plus notification bell to all notifications. So you get all updates from yours personally with videos, lives, and more that come out, especially when I get the time to. But yeah, and just ask questions. Just all I do say with questions on here is don't go the opposite route with it, meaning don't ask anything inappropriate or just stuff that might make me feel or others on here uncomfortable, because it's not just me answering stuff, because others do see what you're asking to. So, I'm just I just care about y'all's safety and my safety first before anything else that's outside of that, um, most and foremost. So that's just why I bring that up, and also for the guys in my comment section. A rule here too is don't be flirting with me, because I am taken, so don't try. Because let's just say, there have been some people who've come in here and started doing that, and, you know, I'm not gonna play the victim. I'm not doing it. Because, y'all, I do have mods on this channel, just so you guys are aware. Because I really don't, and okay, I mean, yeah, sure, a couple times I might pitch in, but it's not gonna really be often. Um, yeah, it's not really gonna be that often that you will see me do that, just an FYI. Um, yeah. Anywho, that's just what's going on there, though, y'all. So just feel free to hang out and all that. How do I say name without butchering it? Um, Jed, I am just a girl. I'm not a dude. I'll just say that right now. My hair's just a lot shorter, so that's why it looks like that, probably from your perspective. Because I've got a ponytail. It's just a lot shorter than it used to be because it was making me nuts. Hey there, Heather. I can see that you're new, so welcome. And yeah, I don't even listen to haters as much, but that's why I do address stuff right away. Even sometimes before it starts, too, because you never know who could come in here and just start things. And so, um, yeah. Anyway, but I could tell that you're new, so welcome. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I've gotten some men who've came in here before and just started flirting with me. And the thing is, y'all, a little fact about me, I'm only 20 years old, so don't, if you're way older than me or younger, don't even try. Don't even do it. Like, that's why I say it too, because you never know if that person could be twice my age or even twice younger than my age. That would just be dumb. And so even that's why I do six. Y'all, what the heck? And it's also just a big waste of time. I will just bring that up now. Yeah. And some people might look at me and think I like I'm 16 or something or 15. Not in a bad way. Which hey, that's better than me saying I look way overaged. Like at least 10 times or even well actually no, excuse me, 20 times the age I am. You know. I would prefer that because and yeah, I will say this. Sometimes it's good to look a little bit younger, just a smidge younger, because then you won't be thinking, oh, look like you're this age when you're really, it's just because of how you look and all that. It's just like, for example, you can approach somebody and go, just because of how good they look, that and not in a bad way or anything. It's like you can see, oh, why does this person look like they could be 14, but reality they're only 30. Because sometimes there's people that look really good for their age. And sometimes it's rare for some people. I'm not saying I'm not saying anybody is in that category, but there's some people that are just doing that. Yeah. Thanks there. I very appreciate it. On my mom's account, me. Cool. But yeah. And so thanks. And that's yeah, for example, that's a good range too, because I mean, hey, I'm only at the start. Like I'm kicking off my 20s. That's perfect as well. And like I said, sometimes it's good to look a little bit like just a smidge older. Like it doesn't have to be something you're doing to make yourself even look that close. It could just be yourself, but also who knows? You could just be taking care of your own self and you don't realize it that much either. And all that. And so, um, yeah. Excuse me, a little hurt today. Um, yeah, we're just hanging out at the moment, y'all. So feel free to ask whatever in the comment section and all that. We're just hanging out at the very moment. So that's all that we're doing right now. Should I subscribe? I mean, you can if you like. It's a you decision there. And I will say you're really nice, so thank you for not being how some of not everybody, but I mean I do have a good group of people who are pretty good, but I mean of course two or three will pop in and do it. So thank you for not being some of them who act chaotic. So I appreciate it very much. Especially that helps me out and not have to sometimes play victim for some of those. And I'm thankful for me it's not often I have to intervene, like everything and all that, which I'm thankful for, cause I'd rather not even try to play victim in the middle of it, cause that's not me. AK y'all, and also a little bit. This also goes with a little bit of my zodiac too, AK I'm a Libra. So even that's why too, cause y'all, I will say this for a little science background. Us Libras do not whatsoever. If somebody tries to start drama, not like not like for if someone tries to start bad drama in here or any situation acts ridiculous to where it makes somebody ticked off. When you mess with a freaking Libra like that, aka myself as an example, you can see either one or two things. A, you can see me go insane at one point to where I'm actually gonna lose a little bit of it. Or number two, I'm gonna get serious kind of quick and I'll catch on to you. I'll literally will catch on to you fast. Cause that's what Libras do. Is and also something too with us Libras is we can hunt almost. Like we can see you and hunt you down. And sense when you are acting dirty. Meaning if you are being like let's say for example you're friends with someone that's not even a Libra and let's say that person's Libra but that other person isn't. Oh, they can sense when you start to change. Meaning attitude based, meaning how you act towards them. Like I've had a couple of friends of mine who've acted completely not even a way I would want one of my friends treating me. And there are a couple times, like for example, one of them so happened to be a Gemini, and y'all, Geminis are two faced, but also another thing too is Geminis and Libras combined. Oh no, it is a back to back war because they literally can act like that they're crazy and better than you when they're not. They're just wasting people's time is what they're doing. And so, that's for a good half of Geminis though. And all that. And even like I said, one of my friends that was I swear. I'm glad that but yeah, I'm glad that that person's done with because she could have been a heck of a lot better. She didn't act ridiculously rude and just do what some of the friends would be doing. But that was like a long time ago though, thankfully. And I've been happy since. Because, I don't need people who try to act ridiculous and all that. And so, um, but yeah. Mhm. And so, but yeah, even I'm somebody who doesn't mess around. I really don't. So again, if you're gonna try to act ridiculous on here, I will see what the heck you're doing. I will. So if you think I'm not spot what's happening in the comment section, oh, it's quick. It is really quick and all that. And so, um, so I was checking something. But yeah, we have two likes in the chat. All these side effects are doing it to me. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, um, but right now all I'm just doing is I'm just relaxing in my bed, but also I'm just trying to let some of my side effects kind of slow down because the reality as an epileptic, as a 20-year epileptic, is one thing, but when the side effects do it, mm, it can literally make you 5 times worse than you think they do. And for anyone that does not know about that, I am a 20-year epileptic survivor. I call myself that because, yo, it's true. But also, there were there was a point in life where, when I was a heck of a lot younger, let's just say we kind of heard a likely chance of something back in the day might not being possible. And I'll bring that up here in just a minute. And so some people with epilepsy, not everyone with it can have it, but some people can, and it's just due to their medications and all that. But it's not every single person with epilepsy and their meds, but some people, like me as an example. For example, we take meds that do pretty well with our seizures, but sometimes the medication we're on, just depending what it is exactly, because it's not every single medication, thankfully, can get can have side effects to where it makes, for example, me as an example I can use is I get really bad headaches, and I also get dizzy episodes, also known as dizzy spells, but I also say episodes because it's easier for terminology for some of you that don't know much about it. And y'all, it usually kind of makes us not feel the best, but like for example, I can actually use yesterday as an example. So yesterday when I was at work yesterday, it was like maybe the last hour before I got off shift. I think it was like almost 12 or a few minutes before 12. Or I think it was at 12. I can't remember. It was either 12 o'clock ish my time, or it was a little bit before, or it was like an hour going into 12 for me. And all I was doing at one point was I was actually heading off to um organize an area that needed to be fixed and all that when I as I was walking out I did notice that an episode of mine was coming on. And I'm like, oh great. And so kind of when I got to a point it really started to get kind of bad. I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to sit down for a few minutes and let it kind of ease down enough to where it won't trigger me as much, but enough to where I can get through the rest of my shift. At least the rest of like the hour of my shift. Because y'all, even with epilepsy, that's one thing. And only things you can do about it at the moment are if it's a headache, take a Motrin or a Tylenol, anything that's pain med that you use. And if it's a dizzy episode, all you can do is sit down or lay down until it passes. So for me, a lot of the times when a dizzy episode approaches, all I do is like this, is I just sit in my bed and just lay down and just kind of let my body do its job and also just let it pass slowly and just take time and not rush myself to really do its job and all that. And then let's say if it happened at work like it just did yesterday, all I can do is just sit down for a couple minutes, let it kind of slow down enough to where I can function, and then go back to work and all that. And so, yeah. But yeah. I hate getting those, y'all, but it's just what epilepsy can do for me, though, half the time. And all that. Even this year has been my year to um get it is to figure out some of the causes, but also kind of see if I can do something about it to manage it a little bit. Cause with this year finding out I actually got my first job and all that after 4 years of just trying to get to this point and all that. I'm like, I need this somewhat managed, or at least 50-50 somewhat managed, to where I'm not feeling like I'm the victim in the entire building. Because, I really don't want to feel like the one person out of hundreds, or even a good majority of us that work there, work at where I work, and just feel like I'm the one who's always having something. When first of all, I can't control it because it's a medical condition. And number two, because I mean, the thing is, with any medical conditions that have something that you can't physically control it because it's just a part of what you have is one thing. But when you feel like it's getting to a point where after, and let me say this, I'm also, and also to kind of say this for background too, I'm a I'm a person where I don't jump to conclusions right away. I just don't go, excuse me, it's, for example, it's kind of like if you were to be, it's kind of like if you were a police officer and you were trying to figure out, okay, can who got into this chaos here and who's trying to play the victim. It's kind of like if you're either a cop or a detective trying to figure out a case and you're trying to think, okay, who's who's the victim of this person, trying to figure out all the things and kind of getting ideas what's going on. It's kind of like that, but in yourself only. But I can't even speak. God Lord, it's like the third or fourth time I talked too quick today. Mouthful. That's just what happens when you talk a lot too. Um, Even that's just one thing too. And so it's kind of like your own little detective kind of mode is on. So for me, what I've done is, which really for me, it's just what I do is I just monitor just to see if they're getting crazy, if my side effects are getting crazy enough to where I'm like, okay, screw this, I am getting sick of it, or because the thing is, of course you want to anything that you have, of course you want to monitor it to some degree, just to see if you notice any patterns going on, or if you notice anything new coming toward it um before you get your primary care physician involved next, because sometimes you could be seeing more than just, or it could just be something small that just starts to fade off. But with me, for a couple of years, it's just doing it. And even one thing I did remember at one point, just for only one of the side effects, was literally taking vitamin D supplements, but that did nothing. Like, honestly, it's been doing nothing. And I still get them, so what's the point? And all that. And so, um, you know, and so, and then recently, what I did was when I went to my primary care this year for my annual, which was like a month ago, um, went and got blood work just to see if, because my neurologist had me, because what he did was, because I told him I was also going to my primary care physician with pretty soon and all that, and he was like, here's what we'll do is, when you also go in for your appointment, have them test your labs and see if it could be something in the bloodstream. Because in my thought, and from what my neurologist was telling me, is that it could possibly be that either one or both of my meds, I don't know, it could, the best way to think it and try to remember it too, is it either could be how one or both, I take two medications for anyone that ever wonders. It could be how one of the medications or both of the medications react in the bloodstream somehow. It could be something like that. Is what I think that's what he was thinking kind of in his head at first. And so even that's why even I went when I did go to my primary care physician for my annual, but also brought that up to get that done. But the crazy part to me was at one point it did say that one of my medication levels was high, but then seems like it's showing that it's stabilized. I'm like, okay. But it could have just been a freaking malfunction it did on that. And I mean, but I will say this. I mean, the medication does well with everything else, like seizure wise, but it's just the side effects it just does to me that just drive me bonkers. And you know, and like I said, for somebody who's dealt with this my entire life, but the side effects haven't really done it to me since like a couple years ago and all that, you know, that's just really what I was looking at it because, you know, like I said, it's one thing, but when it keeps happening frequently, it's like, you know, anyway. Good evening, how are you? I'm doing okay. How about you there? Claudia. Sorry, I saw your name, you guys couldn't see because I had my phone at a distance. Hopefully you're doing good. And hopefully everyone else who is just coming in here, hopefully you all are doing good too. Because I am seeing a couple people have been coming in here too. Slowly, or at least starting to build up their way in. So, oh my gosh, here in a minute, I really need to get up and put my leave-in conditioner in my hair, but literally having an episode's one thing. And so that's just great. living my life as an epileptic's one thing, but just the side effects really do it too. So, yeah. Anyway, um, yeah. Okay, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna have to get up regardless. Whether if I'm having a freaking episode right now or not. Just to just to get my um detangler in my hair before my hair completely dries. Because it's good to use it when it's like 80% dry. Not like where it's like completely dry, but dry enough where it's like damp, honestly. Because that's the instructions that it does say to use it at. So, um, it's gonna take my own dang time. Just gonna walk a little slow, so mind it being pitch for 2 seconds. Uh, and for any of you that wonder what I use, um, this was just to get it in place. Is I actually have this. I actually have two things right now, but it's because this everything was new and the other one's still kind of halfway full. But I've actually just been using this other stuff and all that. But one of the things I use, is the Garnier, what it is hard to pronounce the main name for it, but just bear with me on that. but it's their new Sleek and Shine leave-in conditioner system, up to 3 days sleek for frizzy hair. And it has a lot of good stuff in here. So for example, it's got plant it's got plant keratin and yeah, keratin and argan oil in it. So it has a lot of the good stuff in it that does pretty well for your hair. And all that and all the things. And yes, you guys, I'm right now doing this in the middle of a freaking Disney episode, but it's fine. We're only gonna do it for like a second, just so I can get it done for. Also, because sometimes in my episodes, you never know how long these can go. This can go for, because it can either pick and choose if it wants to keep going, or if this just wants to be a jerk. It just makes me wait until the freaking end, just to do it. But yeah, so yeah, I'm about to take my glasses off. So mind that being off for just a second. I kind of have to angle them just to get them to work. So, um, anyway, um, I'm just get. I just gotta group some of my hair just to get it all in. But yeah, this stuff works pretty good. And so I will say this: if you're looking for a good detangular product, um, or if you're like, or if you're me who wants to kind of try stuff out and see how you like it, because some of us are people that like to try stuff, like meaning just trying different products and seeing what good it does, and or just giving it a change. It's kind of good to get change every now and then, whether if it's using hair products or not, with anything. And so, um, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, now all I just do is I'm just gonna scrunch my hair just a bit. Um, if anyone's wondering if I'm naturally curled hair, no, I'm not. I actually kind of learned not too long ago that I kind of have like a natural wave. That my hair is kind of a smidge natural wave hair, but not like extreme. I kind of just, it's so funny. My mom told me, I'm like, what? But also, I could describe why that my hair does have like some sort of. I could also just describe why that my hair also can stick out, maybe, too. And so, front. Oh, there. But, um, yeah, so there's a little bit of other curls coming in. And now we're going to tie it back. And yes, you guys, for anyone that does wonder what, now my hair goes to here. And for somebody that knew me a little bit before, it went to like, not here, but it went to at least here almost, or at least like right there, before I just decided to go and chop it off again. After, sorry, my freaking front. After a good few years. Okay, no, look at that, oh my god. So now I was gonna scratch my ponytail a little bit just to. There we go. I'm just gonna do this. We kind of get a little bit of a. There we go. Now we've got a little bit of a messy ponytail going on. And yes, you guys, fun fact also about me. I don't always wear my hair down 24/7. Or even on occasionally. I mean, sometimes occasionally, yes, I will wear it down, but not to where it is every day. Because y'all, for some of you that have known me for a good while, that y'all been following me since, either what ever since I started content about 6 years ago, or even just recently, a thing about me is my good luck with my hair being out as often as you think you would see it. But it's just because it makes me crazy. Like, I mean, some of us can relate to that though too, because I'm one of y'all where my hair, when it's down, it will drive me absolutely crazy because of it getting in my face. Or if I ever did put it down, I would try to at least do a little slight half up to where it can be kind of out of the way. At least in the first front. Like at least grabbing at least the main front half and just putting that in the back just so it doesn't intervene. Like fun fact though, I graduated high school about 2 years ago. I actually literally did ended up wearing my hair in a half ponytail just to keep it on my face and all that. And when I actually went and saw my boyfriend graduate high school, because for those of you that are new here, I also am dating, and me and my boyfriend have been dating since high school, which is awesome, y'all. It's incredible. Really since senior year. And when I went and saw him graduate high school, um, I wore my hair the exact same way and the same outfit I wore too. Which actually I'll show you guys a pic from that time. Actually, I'll show you both from when I graduated and then when he graduates, you can see kind of what we looked like in those times, which the crazy thing, y'all, was I was 18, he was 17, because it was like a month later he turned 18. So, um, yeah. Sorry, I'm just pulling these up and it's taking a minute. But for example, to show you, I'll kind of go in order actually. Um, so I'll start with me first because I graduated first. To get back to show y'all. I'll kind of show a couple of pics you can kind of see. So, for example, this is one of the pictures of me from when I graduated high school about 2 years ago. That's crazy to think it was 2 years ago. And for example, my hair was down in this photo, but you can see kind of a smidge of it, but not like all the way in. But you can see how like that first half behind my ear seems like it's up and tucked away than the bottom half. That's because I tied it up. Like I said I would. And all that. And then and also in the outfit I wore and that was I wore this really cute, actually I can show you another pic of me wearing the dress too. Um which I wore this really cute black like like small like short turtleneck dress, which was really cute, and it had yellow and white flowers all over it, which was really cool. And it had a little hint of um like a slight shimmer. Nothing to where it was like loud, but it was cute and all that. And then I'll show you a pic from my boyfriend's graduation since he graduated like a week. Like at least a week and a half later. So I'm like yawning. So excuse that. Let's see. I'll pull up a good pic of his so you can see. I'll show you a good couple pics of his too. And then here's a little bit. I'll show you another good pic too, but this is one of the pics of his from his graduation, which again, this is part. Okay, you can actually see my dress a little more, but I'll show you a full picture because one of my friends that I also met graduated the same year too. Yeah, look how cute he is. And for reference, y'all, he was 17 in this. Um, yeah, he was 17 still in this photo when I was 18. Y'all, why the heck does he still look so? I don't know why, y'all. I'm just not looking at this myself. And oh my gosh, y'all, y'all, that was us as grads. Like, I don't know how we still look so good back then, aka 2 years ago. And for those of you that if those of you wondering how long we've been together, we've been together for also 2 years. So we'll be officially 3 years this uh September. I keep saying October, but this September, which is crazy. But I'll show you an air pic with my dress, which has me, him, and then my friend too. And you'll be able to actually see the dress like fully, so you can actually get an idea of what it looks like. Which was really cute. Yeah. So here we go. So this is what so here's what the dress looks like. Um, but it had like yellow and white, and like very small, um, white flowers on it. And on the right, so in the picture, it's me, my baby, and my best friend, which her name's Asia, but she's really nice. Um, I mean, both. My best friend and my boyfriend are both nice. I'll tell you guys that right now too, so don't get them both confused. Um, but y'all, and here's the thing. This was all three of us, like we all graduated that year. But sadly, the difference is I would have graduated with them if I didn't transfer schools my senior year, which would have sucked. But like I said, sadly, I unfortunately transferred schools and I would have graduated with them if I didn't do that because of us moving the second semester of my senior year. And I will say this now. Senior year is the worst year to move to transfer schools because you the thing is, y'all, as seniors, you imagine yourselves graduating with the people you've met and that you know you'll be graduating with. And some of them you've formed good friendships with. And then knowing that you hear, hey, sorry, we're gonna have to kick you out of the school that you were in because of us moving or a family member got a job somewhere, you know? And um yeah. But yep. So I just ended up graduating a week before they did. And on that day I still classify myself as a grad. Even if I didn't walk the stage with them. I still consider that my day too. Because I was with them and I got to see them graduate. and just vision myself if I were walking alongside them, but just cheering them on from the stands. And so, um, anyway, um, yeah. And then let me see if I got some other good pics too. Let's see. And then let me see here. Oh, and then here's another grad pic of me too, by the way. This was like before I went and graduated, which was with me and one of my grandparents. Um, and it was just me and my papa, and I was showing what my grad cap, little my little grad cap um cover looks like, which was really cool. And I like that. I actually like that with graduation. I actually like that you do. I like that you can actually decorate it like that, which is pretty cool and fun. So a good maybe a few weeks before, I can't remember how long it was that I got it, but maybe a good few weeks before I graduated, I ordered um one for my cap, and I liked it because the colors, the way that they blended in, almost kind of reminded me of a sunset when it was a complete different look like of it. It was so cool because it y'all can get why I'm saying that because of the way that they were blending in all that. It's so crazy the way that was made 2 years ago. And then let me see if I can go back and see. Um, and then in this photo, so right here, that is my boyfriend right there. This is another pic from his graduation. And y'all, there were a few points during graduation that when I was getting pictures from it just to look back on, there were a couple of points he actually so was happening to be looking in a couple of these. And just like how hot and handsome he was. That's just crazy. Uh so crazy. Can't believe that was us though. And then let me see. Okay. This is one of them. So he was so happening to be looking at the stands where we were and spotted in Lily's, and I even was looking at him too from afar as well. And also I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe I was looking at a graduate that I was dating, which was crazy. And so hot. Let's see. What else do I have from that day? Oh, and then I've got this pic, which was us, I think, on our way to graduation. So a little pre-graduation photo, as well. But y'all, so crazy to believe that was us that long ago. Sorry, I was not my mom there. Can I do it? Doing around. What's an area pic to show you? Let me see. Here's another pic from my graduation, which wasn't up close. This pic of me too. me when I got my diploma. Yo, that's crazy to believe that was me 2 years ago. And I wish my boyfriend could have saw me in that moment, but he really couldn't make it. But I knew that I knew that from, I know that he would have been looking at me in that moment and just seeing how proud he was of me. And I just imagined him seeing me by heart, and he was with me by heart as I walked the stage. Like I could have on the day he graduated. So, um, yeah, so crazy. Um, so crazy. I couldn't believe that. But yeah, let's see. Am I missing? Here's the back of my cap with it on as well. That's what it looks like. And then a little more, and then kind of an air photo from afar as well. And there's me back there. And y'all, for reference, I literally had to be almost in the back row. I don't know why it was so crazy, y'all. And for reference, I'm only 5'3" in height. So for me having to be almost uh like at least second to almost back row, yo, I'm a shorty. It's kind of impressive how I did that though. But it's it doesn't it's not even that rare that it that hold up. I think I see but yeah, and all that. And so yeah. Todd, welcome back. I just know I remembered you for a quick second. My brain was just blanket for 2 seconds. I just realized I'm like, oh snoop. Just my brain. I mean, you know, I've been just going through just my medical usual, so it was taking me a second to be like, oh, who am I thinking of right now? Off bat. But Todd, welcome back. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. But man, I'm glad we've got him on the chat. Um, pretty decentable right now with the hay, thankfully. So hey, let me just center myself real quick. But yeah, so yeah, it's pretty simple and all that. Y'all, please be sure to hit the like button if you hadn't already, and also hit the subscribe button plus the notification bell down below so you get all the latest update. And y'all are the only ones that get content. Nobody else outside of here gets content unless if you're new here. And that's a total different thing. But for way outside subscribers that don't even come on your the amount of people that have subscribed are the only ones that get the content and get like updates and all that from the channel itself. And I really need to get back. I really have got to get better at getting back to putting stuff out there because it's been a while. It's been a little bit too long. But I mean, y'all, when you're busy with stuff, but also when you are starting to get busy a little bit, or when it just gets hard to come up with things, that's one thing. But yeah, so it's just one of those for me and all that. But we're only officially an hour until my boyfriend gets off work. Yay. So, yeah. But yeah. So, um, mm, yeah. Oh, some of that my allergies were going crazy for a second. And so, um, yeah. Anyway, that's just what's going on there. But, yeah. Oh, mm, but yeah. So, I actually need to turn my internet up on. So give me a second. I'm gonna try to get up slow. Ugh. Anyway. And also, this is one thing you're also gonna do too. When you're also having an episode, is I will say some tips. During an episode that I get for me is whenever whenever you're dizzy like I am, or if you're also just dizzy in general. Let's say you're like me, but let's say you have to get up for a second to do something, whether if it's turning on a lamp, whether if it's going to the bathroom, whatever. Like anything that's like that could just be a simple to and from. Always be sure to walk slow. Be sure that you are walking slow, but not slow enough to where you're like a turtle going like 2 miles an hour. But not like for example, not like this. Don't don't do that. But just go. Have a turn to get y'all started. But be sure when you are like me and if you are having a dizzy episode or if you're just dizzy in general, be sure you just walk slow. So I'll kind of go down here as an example. Um, but be sure you go like this. Enough to where it's not too slow, but it's also not like this where it's going this, this. No, you don't want to go like that because you look like a dang turtle when doing that. But if you go a little normal like you're walking, you know. But yeah, just be sure whenever you are in, um, but yeah, whenever you are dizzy of any kind, be sure to, but like I said, if you have to be up for a second, be sure you walk slow and not darting sprinting. So don't just go whoop, go slow. Like basically like you're walking, but at least an inch slower than you would. So and not to where you're walking like a turtle, not to where you're like a freaking turtle, because y'all turtles and tortoises are slower than us people. So don't try to be walking like one, but slow enough where it's stable. So again, oh, my boots that way. My allergies. Ugh, does it, y'all? But just go
Yo, I was mute. Okay, I was freaking muted that entire time, was I? Dang it. Well, I'm gonna repeat that again, but it's fine. But anyway, the point though is of today's episode situation. Be sure to go. Be sure to go slow. Be sure that you are walking slow, but not slow, to where you're literally are walking like a turtle. But kind of walk like an inch slower than you would normal. So, again, one, two, one, to go. So walk normal if you're beginning. So for example, the way I'm walking, that's what y'all should. So that's an example, y'all. Because that's how you should get. And even I'll show you now by front, but it's just facing me. But yeah, so y'all can see how a smidge slower I'm going and not like normal paced. But look, that it helps to prevent yourself from feeling you're gonna faint. Which I mean, I've never had any situation where I felt like I've had to pass out because of that. Um, and all that. Um, but yeah, but yeah, but for anyone who's still in here, I hope you guys are still doing good. But now I'm actually gonna just sit down and let my usual take its course. So now I'm now just gonna let my dizziness do its course. AKA that's what side effects do. So um yeah. And like I said, best course of action to do in any situation is to fix my language just a little bit. So it is right now, but fine. But yeah, but like I said, the best course of action to do is sit down, is to sit or lay down until it passes. Because I'll tell you, when you sit or lay down, your body will stimulate better, but also it will help elevate better too. Because if you're standing and doing things, when it's happening, it's just gonna make it 10 times worse than it is. And you don't want to feel that, and you don't want to go that far. You really don't. And so, if I were you or anybody, like I said, if I were me or anyone else, I would slow down. I would slow down, stop if I can stop wherever the heck I'm doing, and I can stop for a bit and just lay down and let your body do its job because our bodies do a lot and just like whenever you're getting over something, it does really well. It does really well of like actually um just it does a lot of stuff that we don't realize it does. Like if like our bodies do so well at actually just um healing even from side effects.
and just all kinds of stuff. Hey there, friends. I can see that you're new here, and no, I don't, to answer your question. And all that. So, um, yeah. So, that's just what's going on there, y'all. But, yeah, it's just laying down. But, yeah. That's just what we're doing right now, though, y'all. Just laying down and letting it do its job. So, yeah, if you guys are new in here that are just now entering in the chat, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber or a mod, welcome back. And all that. But yeah. So, um, but yeah. So, um, but yeah. So, anyway, um, but yeah, that's just what's going on there. But yeah, man, only 45 more minutes until my boyfriend gets off work and all that. But yeah, crazy. So yeah, he's almost home. Yeah. So, um, yeah. Like right now, yeah. So anyway, that's just what's going on there though. But yeah. So, uh, yo, you know what? I might just end it here because I really do feel that my Disney episodes at is really getting worse at the moment. So I might cut it here for today, and I will, and I'll come back and check in with you guys on. Well, I will be back on um Saturday. So I'll see you guys then.